Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Monopar Therapeutics' latest report, and let's just say they've been busy cooking up some news. Will it be a feast of good results, or are we getting leftovers? Stick around. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you love getting clear, no. Nonsense insights straight from the source and want to understand the real story behind corporate filings, consider hitting that subscribe button. And hey, we've built a fantastic community on Discord where we break down these reports even further. You'll find the link in the description below. It is a great place to ask questions and connect with fellow corporate sleuths. Alright, let's talk about Monopar Therapeutics Incorporated. This is a company that is always on our radar in the biotech space, and today we're looking at their latest update, specifically their financial results. The main event here is a press release they put out on the 13th of November 2025, giving us the lowdown on their performance for the third quarter, which ended the 30th of September 2025. Now, these specific filings aren't always packed with deep financial tables you'd see in a bigger report, but they do give us a snapshot. And sometimes that snapshot tells its own story. This report is all about the company's financial health and how they performed. When companies do this, especially in the biotech world where development cycles can be long and expensive, it is crucial to see how they're managing their money. Are they burning through cash too fast, or are they showing progress that justifies the investment? Think of it like this in biotech. A company might have a really promising drug in development. The research and trials cost a ton of money. What we want to see in these reports is whether they're making headway with their drug development and if they have the financial runway to keep going. They might not have huge revenue numbers yet if they haven't brought a product to market. So we look for signs of efficient operation, strategic investments, and positive clinical trial updates, which are often what drives their valuation. Now, while this filing specifically highlights a press release about their third quarter results, and we don't have the full detailed financial statements right here in this particular document, the fact that they're releasing this information is important. It signals transparency. Companies that are hitting milestones should be eager to share, and companies that are struggling might be less forthcoming or bury the news. Considering Monopar Therapeutics Incorporated is trading on the Nasdaq Capital Market under the ticker symbol MNPR. Keeping an eye on these updates is key for anyone invested or interested in the company's trajectory. Their stock performance is directly tied to how investors perceive their progress and financial stability. What is really fascinating about companies like Monopar Therapeutics is the delicate balance they strike. They have to invest heavily in research and development, which means high costs. But they also need to show investors that this spending is leading somewhere, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, a marketable drug that will eventually bring in significant returns. So even though we're not sifting through pages of balance sheets and income statements in this specific filing, the announcement itself is a data point. It tells us they are actively reporting their quarterly performance. Many biotech companies, especially those in earlier stages, focus on cash burn, progress in clinical trials, and strategic collaborations as their key performance indicators. What can we infer from this? Well, they are reporting their financial condition. That means they have something to report regarding their operations and financials for that quarter. It could be good news, it could be less than stellar news, but it is news nonetheless. And for investors, any news is better than no news, as long as you know how to read it. Let's think about the potential stories this kind of report could tell. They might have secured new funding, which is crucial for extending their operational runway, or perhaps they've reached a key milestone in a clinical trial, which could significantly de-risk their development pipeline and excite investors. On the flip side, they might be reporting higher than expected expenses or perhaps a delay in a clinical trial. That's where the real analysis comes in, trying to understand the implications for the company's future. Now, to give you a bit of context, Monopar Therapeutics is focused on developing innovative treatments for cancer. That is a highly competitive and challenging field. Success often hinges on groundbreaking science, rigorous testing, and navigating complex regulatory pathways. So a report like this detailing their financial standing is a critical piece of the puzzle for understanding their progress and potential. In the world of biotech, cash is king, and a company's ability to manage its finances effectively directly impacts its ability to bring life-saving therapies to market. So reading between the lines of these financial updates is essential. For instance, understanding how they manage their common stock and any potential dilution is something investors always watch closely. When a company needs more cash, they might issue more stock, which can lower the value of existing shares. So reports that touch on their financial condition can indirectly tell us about these aspects. Knowing that MNPR trades on the Nasdaq Capital Market means there is a public market for their shares. This report is essentially them communicating with that market, with potential and existing investors. And you can see here Quan Vu, the Chief Financial Officer, is signing off on this report. That signifies that the financial information, even if it is just an announcement of results, has been reviewed and approved by the company's top financial executive. So what is the takeaway here beyond the fact that they filed a report? It is about the ongoing narrative of Monopar Therapeutics Incorporated. They are a company in the high-stakes game of drug development. Their financial reports, even brief ones like this press release announcement, are vital checkpoints. They tell us if they are on track, if they have the resources to continue their mission, and if they are progressing towards bringing new treatments to patients. The absence of detailed financial tables in this specific filing means we'd have to look at the actual press release itself for the numbers. But the structure of this particular 8K filing points us to the fact that they are indeed sharing their quarterly performance updates. Now, looking at this from a broader perspective, Monopar Therapeutics Incorporated appears to be actively engaged in communicating its status. While this specific filing doesn't allow for a deep dive into financial tables, it directs us to a press release which should contain the actual financial results for the third quarter of 2025. The company's strategy hinges on successful drug development, and their financial health is the engine that drives that process. Risks are inherent in biotech, including the possibility of clinical trial failures, regulatory hurdles, and intense competition. However, opportunities lie in successful drug development and market penetration. The clear direction given by the SEC filing to Exhibit 99.1 ensures that interested parties can access the detailed financial performance information. In conclusion, Monopar Therapeutics Incorporated is keeping the market informed about its financial condition through its quarterly reporting. While this particular filing is a pointer to more detailed information, it underscores the company's commitment to transparency for investors. The key is to scrutinize the accompanying press release for the actual financial figures and understand how they align with the company's ambitious drug development goals in the competitive oncology space. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Monopar Therapeutics filing. What is your take on companies in the biotech space and their financial reporting? Do you think this focus on press releases is enough, or do you prefer more detailed filings up front? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button to let us know, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for even more insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.